This is going to be your weekly soulmate twin flame relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the connection between you and your person, feel out the vibes, let you know how to navigate. I can definitely tell you that the last 2 days have been challenging. And of course, that's because we're leading up to this full moon in Aquarius that is quite tough. I mean, yesterday in particular, it was very hard for people. A lot of emotions. You know, you may have found yourself crying or feeling tense, or even maybe just at a decision point. You know, in general, doesn't have to necessarily be relationship wise, but you can describe it as being a bit of a fork in the road. And when we get the fork in the road, everything is fork and difficult, right? So we've got to basically navigate right now and work our way through it. The best way I could describe it as making a decision right now can actually bring you something better. You know, I always say ask for what you want or better, work through it, push forward, whatever way you need to do, baby steps, you know, or a major decision. You'll see that there will be some sort of benefit coming your way. I always say no risk, no reward. So let's take a look at some overall themes and messages. Now, ultimately, we still are in Mercury retrograde. That's also providing the challenge, the miscommunications, people popping up from the past. Let's see. Expression, being able to share your feelings openly. Okay, so this is about being vulnerable and about honesty. So there you go, communication right now. And let's take one of these love oracle cards to see another message. What's going on right now in this connection? And we have some guilt. Don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. So where's the guilt? If you're feeling this, please let me know in the comments. Where is the guilt coming from? I think guilt possibly could be the fact that when we're moving ourselves forward, we have to leave things behind. And we feel bad about that. You know, I've been hearing a lot of stories lately of people saying, but I don't want to hurt them, or I don't want their family to get hurt, or I know how badly they wanted this, you know? And then sometimes it's more like, okay, I should be doing more. I could be doing better. There's this really harsh energy on oneself. I guess it really depends on the scenario, but I would say that many people are struggling, again, with that fork in the road. Let's take a message here and see what we need to know. What could be coming up in this connection? I feel you. Wow, I almost got chills. Well, I didn't almost get chills. I got chills. What I meant was I could feel it kind of rising, you know, throughout my body. It was for like a split second, like, whoa, I get it. Like, I feel you. Wow. Okay. Here's the thing. Some of you may be feeling the energy of another person that you're connected to because you're making moves, or because you're at a decision point, or because you're moving on. It really depends on the scenario. It could also be, I feel you. I connect with you. I get it. You know, it depends. Maybe this is the expression of feelings where it's like, I feel you. It's mutual feelings. I mean, let me know how it resonates with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's going on in both of your head spaces, okay? Your heart spaces. And then we're going to look at what are the next steps that you'd like to communicate. So essentially, look at this like a communication between the two of you, okay? I giggled so hard. I believe it was last week when someone made a comment that said, thank you so much, Kelly, for the conversation between me, my person, and you. And I was like, oh, I'm part of the conversation. But I almost could visualize it in the moment where I was like, oh my gosh, how funny is that? You know, 3 people in the conversation that's really meant for 2. But I'm glad I can provide that support. So let's see what's going on in your headspace, and then we'll see what your person is wanting to communicate as well. What are the thoughts between the two of you? Well, Ace of Swords, not surprised, because the Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity. So this is about maybe something coming to light. And the 6 of Wands is victory. I feel like that you have this sure feeling in your head, like you know. And I think that could be in regards to how you feel, right? Let's see what's going on in your person's headspace. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, and I've seen this come up in a few readings lately, actually, so I'm not surprised. Seven of Swords is about authenticity. This could be somebody wearing a mask, you know, not necessarily telling the truth about something. Justice, equal giving and receiving and balance. I'll tell you what first came up in my mind, and then I'll give you some other possibilities. You know, justice can be about legal matters, contracts, paperwork. If your person is going through some sort of legal matter, whether that's divorce or separation or whatever, it could very well be that something is not being said about it. I don't know if any of you have that sort of inclination. If it's not that, in general, I think that this is about balance, right? We talk about equal giving and receiving, a balance of masculine and feminine energies. And I think that there might be something held back here that's not balanced. Like maybe the feelings are not balanced. And what I mean by that is the expression of feelings, the vulnerability. I'm not saying it's that they don't feel for you. No, the feelings are there. I never doubt the feelings. You know, when people talk to me about their situations, it's not about whether someone loves you, because it's usually about capacity or whatever else is going on in their life. Let's take a look at the heart space and let's see what you need to know in your heart. What is it that you want to communicate? Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles in your heart space is like, I want it all, right? It's having the relationship. It's having the family, you know, the dog, the cat, the bird, whatever. It's like having everything in line. Tangible fulfillment. And there's the Ace of Pentacles. Very interesting. It's almost like you're prepared to go from the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Like you're prepared for that journey, that investment in this relationship. I've heard people describe the Ace of Pentacles as like the road to proposal, you know, where it means like taking the methodical steps. Now, remember, the earth energy is not fast moving. You know, it's the slowest moving energy in tarot. However, it is the most abundant in the long run. So that's why I always ask people, you know, do you want short-term gain, long-term pain, or do you want short-term, you know, pain, long-term gain? And I know we would all say that we'd want the long-term gain, but it's the getting through that short-term pain that's the most difficult. That's when we feel the guilt. That's when we feel the pressure. That's when we feel the pull, you know, to do something that maybe is not in our best interest, you know. Let's see in your person's heart space where things are at. What do they want to communicate in their heart? A tower moment. They're having a bit of a tower moment. You know, I think last week, this side's energy was a little bit more unsure or a little bit more rocky. And I feel like this week it's actually swapped a little bit. Let's see. Six of Pentacles. Very strong messaging here of equal giving and receiving and balance. Okay, because the Justice card is like the major arcana and this would be like the minor arcana. So same idea, an investment, balance. I feel like whatever's going on in your person's life or this side here, it's not balanced. Something just doesn't sit right, if that makes sense. And that's why I think that Seven of Swords, if something's just not right. Now, that doesn't mean that anybody necessarily is lying or there's a horrible energy there. It's that there's something here that's recalibrating itself. That's the word I would use, recalibration. Because a tower is throwing the energy off, a tower moment. They're going through something probably very intense at the moment, but many people are. I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying that they feel anxious, they feel depressed, they feel overwhelmed. I don't know if you saw the chakra reading from the other day. The title of that video is, you know, like, do you feel overwhelmed? And I think that's pretty normal right now because we know we're on the brink of something. You know, we're changing, we're being tested. I mean, I don't know if many of you are feeling tested. If you are, let me know in the comments. But yeah, the testing is intense right now. It's like, are you in the old? Are you in the new? It's that fork in the road, that fork in energy, right? So let's see. Let's take a look at what your next steps, what do you feel as the next steps? See, confidence. You want to sit on that throne and be like, I got this. I got this. Beautiful. Strut your stuff. Live your life. Okay. Three of Swords. Interesting. I feel like for you, or this side here, whichever way you identify, obviously you can swap sides if it makes more sense, that there's been some pain to work through. A broken heart, old traumas, triggers, and hurts. And it's like, you've got to get through it. And this is what I was saying at the very beginning. You know, when you're able to work through whatever it is, you can achieve the better. And I've been there myself personally. I've been talking a lot about this, where, you know, we used to think, or I used to think, that nothing could be better, you know, than that scenario I was in. And now that I am in better energy, I say to myself, holy smokes, like what a difference. You know, we have to strive for better. And when you are in that confidence, you do achieve the better. It brings that energy to you. It attracts to you in a much different way than you can imagine. Even the person that's struggling, it all depends on, you know, how we navigate the energies. Let's see what's going on for your person. Like, what are the next steps here? You can't even make it up. It's the exact same card. Queen of Wands. Confidence. Beautiful. Let's see what else. King of... I love this. I just love how these readings do this. How they kind of come full circle. Because we just talked about the road to proposal. We talked about how it's slow, but it's abundant. And that's the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's really in it for the long haul. It's a very grounded energy. It's kind of interesting because I believe the moon is in Capricorn, and, you know, King of Pentacles can be considered Capricorn. It's an earth energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but more specifically Capricorn. So under this energy we're in right now, it's telling us, you know, slow and steady, patience. Now, remember, I always have to say this because, you know, it's something that people really misunderstand. Patience is not waiting. Patiently waiting does not work. You know, patience is living your life, doing what you got to go do, finding your confidence, putting yourself out there, investing in yourself, working on bettering your day-to-day, living your authentic truth, striving for that victory. Because on this side, you've got somebody who is really in their best energy after a period of time and growth. But you have to trust that process. And the fact that you want to be in this Queen of Wands energy here, and then look what they see in their next steps. They see you in your best energy with them as the King of Pentacles. That's a beautiful union energy. So let's take some oracle cards just to sort of clarify what we need to know here. Let's go back to your headspace and just sort of see what the vibe is. Magician, Mercury. You can manifest whatever you want. The Magician says you have all the tools, and we are in Mercury retrograde, so ultimately you do have to be mindful of your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions, because they do manifest. And in your person's headspace here that they want to communicate, the Black Widow, this is what it is. They've had a massive betrayal in their past. They've had some very toxic situations or a toxic relationship that was low vibrational. Very interesting. And they're trying to find that balance. They have been duped. Like, they have had lies told to them. They have had such trouble living their authentic truth because they were engulfed in something that really hurt them. And ultimately, you know, we have to recognize that, you know, our person is not our ex. We can't compare new people to old people. You know, both sides. You can't compare, you know, your ex to this person and they can't do the same with you. It's not fair. But that's kind of the muscle memory, right? Of hurts. Now, in your heart space, there's the moon. We have a full moon in Aquarius happening on Monday, August 19th. Now, we're going to be doing our full moon Zoom tonight. I'm filming this on Friday, August 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's a 2-hour general collective reading. It's $22 if you'd like to attend. You get the Zoom link and the recording of the Zoom. And you also get a mini personalized moon reading for the next new moon. The link is in my bio. So if you'd like to join us, please do. It's always a fun time. But there you go. In your heart, you've got to purge, you've got to surrender. It's interesting. You also have this inner knowing, this knowledge. Feels like a past life connection to you. I hear that all the time. Kelly, it's unlike anything I've ever felt before, and I know exactly how you feel. I have definitely been there. Let's see in your person's heart space. Grapes. Abundance. We talked about this. Harvest. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's slow moving. And let's take another one for the next steps. We saw the Three of Swords, the Queen of Wands. I just want to say this is unbelievable. Well, I believe it. King of Earth. King of Earth. Remember what we said? You know, the King of Earth is seeing you in that Queen of Wands. Well, guess what? You're seeing the King of Earth. That Capricorn energy. Slow and steady. Capricorns are very methodical. You know, they cross every T. They dot every I. They sometimes have a fear of moving forward, right? That's why they can move so slowly. But essentially, you've got that energy as your next step. You guys have each other as your next steps, but in a much better energy than before. Oh, you cannot even make this up. Sword and Scales. I just want to make a point about something. If you were to look at this card here, I don't know if I can grab it without making a mess. There's the sword, right? Truth, balance, sword and scales. So very interesting energy. This says truth and justice, due process, trusting the process. Like I said, it could even be some legal matters that are being finalized or dealt with. But wow, this is about truth, balance, equal giving and receiving. Very strong union vibes. I love it. Okay. Let me take one last message here, and I'm trying to find... Oh, there we go. Pardon me. Let's take a Power of Surrender card for each side. What do you need to surrender or surrender to right now? Surrender frustration. You're frustrated with the process. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Okay, let's see what else on your person's side. What do they need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender to your full power. And look at that Leo energy. Wow. Okay. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. It's time to lead. Remember, feminine energy leads in the 5D, in the spiritual world, and masculine energy leads in the 3D. You're leading right now in your spiritual journey. That's what's most important, putting yourself first, leading in that aspect. Your person will follow suit in the 3D, but that comes from trusting the process, allowing due process, living your best life. Cake Analogy 101. Go do what you got to go do. Everything works out exactly the way that it's supposed to. I really hope this resonates with you. Wow, this was a wonderful reading. Please let me know in the comments how you feel. As always, I appreciate your likes, your comments, your subscribes. It means the world to me. And if you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. Thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.